the drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Good Saturday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the TFG Sports Media Sports Show. I am your host, Kendrick. Happy Saturday morning to you. I hope everyone is having a great start to your weekend. And we're going to continue that. We're going to talk a little bit of sports. And I know this is a big weekend for a lot of people because it's a special time, special day for the special women in our lives. It is Mother's Day weekend. And I hope all the mothers will have a great weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about that toward the end of the show. Again, this is the TFG Sports Media Sports Show, the best 30-minute sports talk show on social media. I am your host, Kendrick. Make sure you come in. Make sure you like. Make sure you share this to your social media platforms. And last but certainly not least, make sure you join the conversation. Get in the comment section so we can talk a little bit about some of the happenings that went on this week in sports. Miss Toria Williams, good rising to you. Always a pleasure. I know it's going to be a good show when Miss Toria Williams is in the house because she is a loyal and faithful viewer, and we truly appreciate you watching all of the shows that's on TFG Sport. Again, thanks for joining me, Miss Toria. Appreciate that. Again, you guys, make sure you come into the comment section. Make sure you chat a bit with me. Tell me how your week's been, and we're going to talk a little bit of sports for the next 30, 35 minutes, so to speak. But let's go ahead and jump right into this thing. Oh, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, as you see in the sticker. Now, let's get to a couple of sports quick hits right off the top. We're going to start with a legendary coach that we lost on this week. Hall of Fame former Louisville Cardinals basketball coach Denny Crum died at his home on Tuesday at the age of 86. Crum led the Louisville Cardinals to the Final Four 6 times. He won the national title in 1980 and 1986. And he made the NCAA tournament 23 times in his 30 seasons at Louisville. In 1993, Crum became the second fastest coach to win 500 games, nicknamed Cool Hand Luke for his calm demeanor. He had a 675 wins, 295 losses record at Louisville before retiring in 2001. So again, the NCAA world, the head coaching fraternity lost a great legendary coach. I remember a couple of those Louisville teams. Matter of fact, the one in 1986, I remember, had Never Nervous Purvis Ellison as the center and as a freshman. I think he won the MVP, most outstanding player in that Final Four, which so happened had been played in Dallas, I recall. So again, rest in peace to Denny Crum, Miss Toria Williams. That's right, rest in peace to one of the legendary coaches in the college game. Like I said, I remember watching Louisville. There's a lot of great players came through there. Purvis Ellison, Milt Wagner, whose son DeJuan Wagner played at Memphis, but Milt Wagner was another one that came through under Denny Crum. Matter of fact, one of his centers passed away not too long ago, a couple of months ago, Felton Spencer, who passed away. I think he was only 50 years old. So again, we're saying rest in peace and rest in power to Denny Crum. All right, let's get to our next quick hit. We're talking the Tennessee Titans, a.k.a. the Houston Oilers. If you don't know, the Oilers moved to Tennessee back in 1997. They were the Tennessee Oilers for about 2 years. Then they changed their name to the Tennessee Titans. Well, according to Hall of Fame quarterback and former Houston Oilers, Warren Moon, he said that those throwbacks that you see there, that those jerseys and those helmets, the Tennessee Titans will be wearing those in one of their games this upcoming season. Now, we don't know which game, but the Tennessee Titans still own all of the rights to the Houston Oilers, the uniforms and all that, because, again, the Titans were the original Houston Oilers. So, again, they own the rights of all things pertaining to the Oilers. Now, it would be interesting to see if they wear this because guess what? Tennessee and Houston are in the same division. Will they wear these throwback uniforms in Week 15? That's the game that the Texans go to Tennessee. That's their first meeting, I believe, of the season. So will they wear them then? I would like to see that. I think that would be interesting. As far as throwbacks, in my opinion, I like throwbacks, and the Oilers throwbacks is probably one of my favorite throwback uniforms outside of the Los Angeles Rams and their throwbacks and their helmets. I think those two are some of the coolest throwback uniforms we have. So again, the Oilers, i.e. the Titans, may be throwing out, maybe wearing the Houston Oilers throwbacks versus the Tennessee Titans. So we'll see if that happens. Now, our last quick hit before we get into meat and potatoes, Ja Morant. Yep, Grizzlies All-Star guard Ja Morant. He wasn't named to any of the 3 All-NBA teams this past week. And guess what, guys? That cost him a cool $39 million. Now, Morant signed a designated rookie max contract extension last summer with Memphis, which was worth $192.2 million over 5 years. That number could have increased to $231.4 million over the course of the 5 years if Morant would have received a second consecutive All-NBA designation. Now, we all know he was in the news a lot lately the last couple of months, and it wasn't for playing basketball. Back in March, he was suspended for 8 games because he decided to go on Instagram and flash a gun while he's in a club. Then there was stories about him getting into it with a security guard at a mall in Memphis, and then this issue with this young, I think, 18-year-old gentleman. They were playing basketball. According to that 18-year-old, that Ja Morant flashed a gun at him. That's still in litigation. So he had a lot of outside noise going on, but he put up good numbers. He did. He averaged 26.2 points, 5.9 rebounds per game this past season, but it was just too much of that outside noise. So he didn't make an all-star, all-NBA team. So he lost basically $40 million because of his off-the-court shenanigans. I don't know, when will these young cats, when will they ever learn? I hate that for them, but, sometimes a hard head make a soft, is what they always say. So, again, those are our quick hits for this Saturday. Again, I hope everybody is having a good one, and we're gonna move into our first topic. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs. That's right, the semifinals recap. We're gonna do some recapping on that. We had the Lakers got the win last night over the Golden State Warriors. So guess what now, guys? We have the Western Conference is already set. The Western Conference finals are already set. We got the Nuggets and we have the Lakers. But let's talk about that other Western Conference game that happened. Let's talk about the Nuggets and the Suns. Number 1 seeded Nuggets, 4th seeded Suns. That game ended up being a blowout. Game 6, Nuggets end up taking this series 4-2. Nuggets win that 125-100. Again, Denver wins that series 4-2. Nikola Jokic went crazy. I think he averaged almost like 30. He almost averaged a triple-double in this series, if I'm not mistaken. Jokic had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists in Game 6. Jamal Murray went for 6 points. Caldwell Pope came off the bench for the Nuggets. He put 21 points on the Suns. The Suns' Kevin Durant had 23 points. He was 8 for 19 from the field. Devin Booker he didn't have a Devin Booker-like game because he was lighting them up, but he only had 12 points, 8 assists, 4 for 13 from the field. And Cameron Payne for the Suns actually led them in Game 6 with 31 points. The Suns trailed by 30 points at the half. It was ugly from the start. DeAndre Ayton, he didn't play. He had some sort of rib injury. Chris Paul didn't play at all after Game 1. He had a groin injury. So, again, the Nuggets got the W, and they looking for a little respect. They move on to the Western Conference Finals. I picked the Suns to win, to be in the Western Conference Finals, and boy, was I wrong. The Nuggets right now, man, they playing some good ball. I have to say you do have to much respect to Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Coach Michael Malone. He got them playing some good basketball right now. So they riding high. They the number 1 seed, and they're doing their thing. And Miss Toria said, "Go Lakers." I know you're a Lakers and a Ravens fan, so I got you, Miss Toria. So So that's what we got coming up. Again, we're gonna have the Lakers and the Nuggets meeting in the Western Conference Finals. So we're gonna talk about the Lakers here. Let's go ahead and move on to that Lakers game. As you can see, I'm a one-man show doing my thing here. And that's cool because I like being in control a little bit. So let's go ahead and talk about the Lakers and the Warriors. Now, if anybody said they picked the Lakers to make it to the Western Conference Finals, I believe they're lying because I don't think I know I didn't pick them there, and I can be the first to admit I was wrong. They started the season 2-10. They had some hiccups along the way. You know, Anthony Davis missing games, LeBron James missing games. The big trade happened in February with Russell Westbrook. They shipped him out. They brought in these new guys, Malik Beasley and Hero Sherman. I probably mispronounced his name from the Wizards. And so I thought the chemistry just wasn't going to be there because they made all those midseason changes. And boy, was I wrong. Again, the number 7 seed Lakers versus the 6 seed Warriors. The Lakers win this series 4-2. They take out Golden State 122-101 last night. It wasn't even close. This was the first series lost outside of the finals for Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. LeBron James led the Lakers with 30 points. He was 10 for 14 from the field. He had 9 rebounds. Anthony Davis had 17 points, 20 rebounds. The Lakers they outplayed them. I mean, it's nothing what can you say? Again, the Lakers started the season 2-10. Nobody really, I thought they weren't going to be nowhere near here. They was on the verge of even having to be in the play-in. When you go back to March, especially after losing LeBron for a couple of weeks, Anthony Davis can't seem to stay healthy. But, man, they turned it around. Darvin Ham, he has to be looked at as a candidate for NBA Coach of the Year, in my opinion, because I really didn't pick these Lakers to do anything. Now, this is the Lakers' 24th conference finals. I think that's like tied for second all time. It's probably between them and the Celtics. This is their 24th conference finals. Historic franchise. Got to give your hats off to Jenny Buss and Rob Pelinka. They pulled the plug during the middle of the season. They say this ain't working with Russell Westbrook, even though I thought Westbrook was probably getting a lot of the criticism that wasn't rightfully deserved, but some of it was his too. And now look at where they are now. They are in the Western Conference Finals. Now for LeBron James, this is a historic thing for him as well. This is his 41st playoff series win. That's the most in NBA history. He actually was tied with Robert Horry and Derek Fisher with 40 playoff series wins. Now he holds that record all by himself. The Warriors, what can you say about that team? Steph Curry, he did all he could do last night. He had 32 points. He was 11 for 28 in the field. Klay Thompson, I don't know what. At this point, Klay Thompson is just a shell of himself, I think. He only had 8 points, 3 for 19 from the field. At this point, the Warriors, it's time to break that team up. I think we've seen the best of Klay Thompson. He's had those injuries the last couple of years. They just had shooting woes. Jordan Poole, they gave him that good extension. I don't think he's the guy. He had a great season last year. It's just been off and on. And Draymond Green, I just think this team, it all started back in October when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face. And I think that just killed this whole chemistry for this team. I know they said the right things in front of the mic, in front of the cameras. They wanted to show solidarity. But honestly, when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole and that got out, this team, it was a wrap. The chemistry was gone. I'll be honest with you. If I'm Jordan Poole and I got punched by my teammate, I ain't really feeling them like that. Obviously I got a job to do, but I can play with them because we all work on jobs that we probably work with people we don't like, but we work with them because that's our coworkers and we have to maybe work on projects. But you can tell when the chemistry is off. In sports, you definitely need team chemistry, and I just think the chemistry was off after that happened. And this wasn't a championship level type team. They were small. They didn't have enough size. In my opinion, especially against the Lakers. The Lakers were too long for them, down, especially in the paint. So, again, hats off to the Lakers. But they're going to have their hands full versus the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, man, he's a beast. So we're going to see what happens. Again, that's the 7 seed Lakers and the 1 seed Nuggets in the Western Conference Championship. That will start on Tuesday. Game 1 will start in Denver. Now, over to the East. 8th seed Miami, 5th seed Knicks. That was a great game. But the Heat just showed their resilience, man. Heat wins this series 4-2, 96-92 in game 6. The Knicks, Jalen Brunson did all he could to keep them in it. He went for 41 points. And that was pretty much it. You know, Julius Randle had a halfway decent game. RJ Barrett, he can't shoot the three, man. His shooting just wasn't there. But the hustle, the Tom Thibodeau had these guys playing, though. I give the Knicks credit. But the Heat just got that, they got that dog in them. You got Bam Adebayo and of course Jimmy Butler. They just got that dog, man. And what can you say? Eric Spoelstra probably doesn't get mentioned a lot, but he's one of the top coaches in the NBA. You know, regardless of how you felt like he got the job, Eric Spoelstra has always kept the Heat in the mix. Butler went for 24 points, 8 rebounds. And again, it's going to be the Heat versus Celtics and the 76ers. And that game 7 is tomorrow. This is the second time an 8th seed has advanced to the conference finals. So the Heat will be going to either the Celtics or the 76ers. That game again, game 7, will take place tomorrow on ABC, I believe, at 2:30. And that series tied 3-3. So again, we got some great basketball, man. Again, that Western Conference Finals, I think is going to be a good one. But I think the Nuggets is probably going to win this in 6. I'm going to say that. And I don't have a problem with being wrong on that. Miss Toria says, I really think they need to move some people around. The chemistry was gone. I do agree. Feel bad for Steph Curry. His face told it all, his frustration. I agree, Miss Toria, but, you know, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel bad for Steph Curry. You know why? Because he got 4 championships. He done won 4, you know, that was another conversation people were talking about as well. If he would have beat the Lakers, if the Golden State would have beat the Lakers in this series, and Steph would have won another NBA championship because he and LeBron are tied with 4. If Steph would win 5, would that put him over LeBron? Some people say yeah, some people say no. Me personally, I wouldn't have thought so. I have LeBron where he is. He's not in my top. He's not in my top 5, but he's like 6. And I don't think Curry, even if he would have beat LeBron and the Lakers in that series, went on to win 1, I wouldn't have put him over LeBron, in my opinion. But, you know, Stephen A. Smith from ESPN, he said if that would have happened, he would have thought seriously about taking LeBron off of his Mount Rushmore and put Steph up there. But, you know, that was Stephen A. So I wouldn't have done that, but that's just me. So, again, NBA playoffs semifinals recap. Again, we don't have any games today. Game 7, Sixers, Celtics goes down tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. on Mother's Day. So we got that to look forward to. All right, let's move on. Speaking of, we're going to stay in basketball. Speaking of basketball, let's go to Mr. Bronny James. LeBron James Jr. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Well, he made his decision. He finally decided he's going to take his talents to USC. That's right. Bronny James finally committed to USC on last Saturday. James chose USC over Oregon and Ohio State. The 6'3" guard was the number 21 player and number 5 combo guard in his class, according to 247 Sports. In 2023, Bronny averaged 14.1 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.7 steals, and was named a McDonald's All-American. And according to On3, they do the NIL valuation, which NIL is the name, image, and likeness, what college players can make off of their name, image, and likeness. James' valuation is already set at $7.2 million. That's his NIL valuation. He already has deals with Nike, Beats by Dre, and PSD underwear. So again, Bronny James is taking his talent to play at USC. There was word that he may have been thinking about skipping college and going to play in the G League or the Ignite League. Even Daddy LeVar Ball gave his thoughts on what he thought LeBron James Jr. Bronny should have done. He thought that he should go overseas like his son LaMelo did. And but at the end of the day, Bronny James said, I want to go play college basketball. And think about it. His NIL valuation, he's already, 7.2 million? he's probably going to make more money playing college basketball than he would have playing in overseas or the G League. I'm just guesstimating. So I think when you think about these young guys now coming out of high school, especially if they top notch, they are top 30, top 20, top 10. When you talk about the name, image, and likeness they can get going to college, they can go already make more money in college than they could go in trying to be in the NBA draft. So I get it. It makes sense to me. And then too, I said this when I did this story. I'm like, why some of these young men and young women, let them go to college. Go be a kid. Enjoy being 18, 19, 20 years old rather than turning professional. I think you enjoy life. You got all your life to be adulting. When you become a professional, now you got to start adulting. I'm like, man, go enjoy being 18, 19, 20. Enjoy the college life. And while you're at it, make a little money off of your name, image, and likeness, which you have worked toward all your life anyway. So I think I think that he made the right decision. Miss Toria says he did the right thing and made Daddy proud. I agree, he did, because LeBron in his press conference on Saturday, last Saturday, he did say, biggest thing that happened, the biggest moment for him outside of everything was knowing his son decided to go to college, because he's the first James. According to LeBron said this, he's the first James to attend college, and that's a big thing. And I get that. So I just say, like, Bronny, go do Bronny. Go enjoy the college life. Play at your frat if you want to. Do what typical 18 and 19-year-olds do. And while you're there, you can still own your skills and then use your leverage, use your likeness, to come up to be an entrepreneur, at the end of the day. So I ain't mad at him. By the way, he's also going to be joined by an NBA Hall of Famer's son, former Detroit Piston and Chicago Bull, Dennis Rodman. His son, DJ Rodman, who played at Washington State, has announced that he's transferring to USC. Rodman is a fifth-year senior who averaged 9.6 points, 5.8 rebounds last year at Washington State. So not only is LeBron James Jr., affectionately known as Bronny, headed to USC, well, Dennis Rodman's son, DJ Rodman, will be joining him as well. So again, congratulations to the James family. Salute to Bronny James. So we're going to move on to our next topic. We're talking the NFL. NFL really released their schedule this week. We're going to talk about that. And I think a lot of this stuff had been leaked anyway. We kind of knew who was playing who. And as you can see in the ticker, I do have a couple of the teams, their first 4-week games in the ticker, if you missed that. But the NFL did release their schedule on this past Thursday night, and it is a big deal. One of the big things that's going to be happening this coming season, there will be a game on Black Friday. That's right. The first time the NFL will have a NFL game on the Friday after Thanksgiving, and that would be the Jets hosting the Dolphins. That will go down on November 24th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Amazon will provide free access for all fans on Prime Video for that game. The New York Jets, as you know, Aaron Rodgers, former Green Bay Packers. I'm a Packer fan, if you didn't know. He will be the starting quarterback for the Jets, and they will be playing on that Black Friday. Also, there will be 3 Christmas games this year the NFL. They had 2 this past season. One of those games, the Giants at the Eagles, that will be going down on Christmas Day, which happens to fall on a Monday. So they're going to have 2 more games on Christmas Day as well. And New Year's Eve game, we got the Bengals at the Chiefs. We got Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. This Bengals Chiefs is kind of turning into a nice little rivalry. This will be week 17, so this could be a game that means a lot when it comes to AFC home field advantage. So that's going down on New Year's Eve. Now, the Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champs, as always, they will open up the season at home. That's normally how the NFL does it. The defending Super Bowl champions get their game at home. September 7th, they will host the Detroit Lions. That's week 1. Chiefs will be hosting the Lions September 7th. Now, the Sunday night game, that first week, we got the Cowboys at the Giants. week 1 Sunday night. So we got a lot. Those 2 games right there, I guarantee you, it's going to be a lot of eyeballs. It's going to be some ratings bonanza going on with that. And to end that week 1, the Monday night game, Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. That will be Aaron Rodgers' opener at home in the AFC East versus Josh Allen and the Bills. So I tell you what, the NFL, they were waiting to see if Aaron Rodgers was going to be traded to the Jets. They was really waiting on that because they decided to put a lot of his games in prime time. And we're going to talk about the Sunday night football lineup here in just a second. So again, let's talk about a couple of these teams. Again, the Cowboys, they open up at the Giants, then they come and host the Jets, Aaron Rodgers. Then they go to Arizona. Then they host the Patriots. And another big game, they got the San Francisco 49ers in week 5. That's a Sunday night game as well. Again, we'll talk about that Sunday night football lineup here in just a second. Now, the Chiefs, again, they're hosting the Lions. They will be at Jacksonville after that. Then they got Chicago at home. Then at the Jets. The Chiefs at the Jets, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. That's week 4. Now, the Packers. My Packers open up with the big rivalry, NFC North rival at Chicago. This would be the Jordan Love era. He gets thrown in the fire. He would be at Chicago. Then they go to Atlanta. Then they come home and host New Orleans. Then they will have Detroit at home. That's the Packers' first 4 games as well. The Jets, again, got Buffalo, Monday night game, Aaron Rodgers. Then at Dallas, Aaron Rodgers, he loves playing at AT&T Stadium. Then New England, AFC East game, and then that Chiefs game again. So we got those going on. Now the 49ers, they open up at the Steelers, at the Rams. Then they come home and host the Giants and the Arizona Cardinals. The Eagles, they open up, they Super Bowl runner-up. They open up at the New England Patriots. Then they got Minnesota at home. Then they go to Tampa Bay. Then they got the Commanders, who, if you didn't know, it's official. The Commanders have been sold to the group, the Josh Harris group. Harris owns the Philadelphia 76ers, co-owner, and the New Jersey Devils, and NBA Hall of Famer and Lakers great Hall of Famer Irvin Magic Johnson is part of that Josh Harris group. So now he is part owner, minority owner of the Washington Commanders. Now the Texans, they are at Baltimore. Then they will host the Colts. Then they at Jacksonville, and then they will host Pittsburgh. The reason why I put that game on there, week 15, they are at Tennessee, division rival. And I talked about that just a minute ago. Will they break out the Tennessee Titans, that is? Will they break out the Houston Oilers throwbacks versus Tennessee during week 15? We'll see about that. That could be a love your blue game. NFL Sunday Ticket, if you're looking to get that, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but it's on YouTube TV. So you can check that out if you're interested in doing the NFL Sunday Ticket. And then just talk about Thanksgiving Day. Cowboys, they will host their rival, the Commanders, on Thanksgiving Day. And the Packers will be at the Lions on Thanksgiving Day as well. Now, real quick, teams with the toughest schedule based on opponents' win percentage from 2022. The Eagles got the toughest schedule. Number 2 is the Dolphins. Number 3 is the Patriots. Tied for 3rd is the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Giants. They all tied for 3rd with the toughest schedule coming up. 6 is the Jets. 7th is the Bills. 8 is the Commanders. 9th is the Rams. And 10th is the Raiders. If you notice, three of the NFC East teams are in the top 5 with the toughest schedule. So if you notice that. Now, the teams with the easiest schedules, Falcons at number 1, Saints number 2, Texans at 3rd, Colts at 4, Titans at 5, the Panthers at 6, the Browns at 7, the Steelers at 8, the Packers at 9, and the Jaguars at 10. So that is a quick rundown of the schedule. Now let's run down the Sunday night schedule. If you check this out, there are a lot of teams that's getting a lot of love on Sunday night. Just to let you know who's getting all the love, Cowboys will be on Sunday night 3 times. The Chiefs will be on 3 times. The Bills will be on 3 times. The Chargers will be on 3 times. The Eagles will be on twice. The 49ers will be on twice. The Giants will be on twice. The Jets will be on twice. The Steelers will be on twice. The Chargers will be on twice. The Dolphins will be on twice. The Packers will be on twice. The Vikings will be on twice. The Raiders and the Bengals will be on twice. And the teams that will only be on there once, the Lions, the Patriots, and the Jaguars. So that's the Sunday night football schedule. and they are giving the Cowboys a lot of love. They're giving the Chiefs a lot of love because they always draw the eyeballs. And the Jets, again, Aaron Rodgers will be the guy. Will be opening up. He's wearing green and white now, not green and gold. So there you have it. That is a rundown of the NFL. And again, as you saw in the ticker, those are some of the games that you can look forward to this upcoming season. So we down to our sports wrap. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I want to thank Miss Toya Williams for dropping in as always. You always a big supporter, and we appreciate this. And I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Personally, Miss Toya Williams, I hope you enjoy your day. I'll just give you a quick rundown on sports today. There's not really much going on, but the XFL Championship is happening tonight. I think that's at 7 p.m. on ABC. The Arlington Renegades versus, I forgot who they versus. But you do have the XFL Championship happening tonight. And I just want to end this sports show with saying happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there this weekend. You know, James Brown penned the song, It's a Man's World, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman and a girl, and that is so true. I just want to say I wish everyone out there, all the mothers, a happy Mother's Day. And, you know, it's always this day is kind of bittersweet for me because I lost my mother October 27, 2005, to breast cancer, and she was only 53 years old. So you're welcome, Miss Toria. You're welcome. My pleasure. So it's always a bittersweet day for me for Mother's Day. This is my 17th one now without my mother here. But I know she's my spirit walking with me, so I want to wish my beloved mother, the late Curlin Louise Henderson, a happy early born day and continue on your peaceful journey. I would also like to wish my ex-wife, who was my best friend. We were in each other's lives almost 30 years. We had 3 beautiful children together. I want to wish Bridget Annette Henderson Johnson, I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day and want her to continue on her peaceful journey as well. And also my big sis, my biggest supporter when it comes to my social media platforms, Britannica Lynn Henderson Baber. We lost her back in March unexpectedly, but I want to wish my big sis, my biggest supporter, my biggest fan, Britannica Lynn Henderson Baber, a happy early Mother's Day. Continue on your peaceful journey. I love those 3 ladies to death. We're always. And I appreciate all the mothers out there. We appreciate all that you do. Miss Toria says, may God continue blessing you and your family as always. Thank you, Miss Toria. May the same. May he continue to bless your family as well. And again, I just want to say thanks for all that tune in to TFG Sports Media. Make sure you tune in to here next Saturday, 11 a.m. Check me out. Always go check out some of the stories on the YouTube channel as well. You already subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Like it and follow it on Facebook. And subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SPORTZ HUSTLE on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that and like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook. So again, you all enjoy. Y'all treat your mothers right. And you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to find my outro. And I'm going to get out your hair. Until next Saturday, we'll see you on the other side. I'm out. Peace.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.